Get started at 7 o'clock. Guys ready? Yep. So let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
The United States to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone, to the October 1st Planning Commission meeting. For anyone watching at home, I just want to make sure that you know that we're not discussing Wawa tonight in any way, shape, or form. This is entirely about lot line changes at Ardrossan. So did anyone have a chance to review the minutes of the August meeting?
I move that we approve the minutes.
There is a correction. I was at that meeting, and at least the minutes I saw.
I think the
did they
updated
correct
minutes
it?
late in the day.
Okay, because
Yeah,
what I got was,
I was listed as not there, too.
Yeah, same with me
Okay.
too. So I think they've all been.
I think it's been fixed.
They've all been fixed up.
I'm going to represent that it's fixed.
because I didn't get the corrected minutes, so.
They were
If they're-
online.
If they're
Well,
if they're
here.
okay, then if you guys are okay, I'm okay
I
with it.
think maybe they're right here.
So, Charles needs to be added.
Oh, you weren't.
I don't have Charles on there.
Okay.
Okay, well, then we should do
Let's make that
that.
a correction on the. So, I move that we correct the minutes of the August 6, 2018 meeting to reflect that Mr. Charlie Falcone was present.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I
So-
think it should also, I'm sorry, I just realized that on the recommendation, I don't see Charlie's name on there, but I don't think you participated in that, right, Charlie? You didn't recuse yourself. There's no reason to, that I recall.
I'm just looking at the packet we got. All right, yeah, that one, I don't have,
That was the one that was out in the doorway there.
no, I didn't pick it. It's usually on our desk, so.
There should be one right at your seat.
You want the two pages back? You want the middle one?
No, those recommendations, yeah, we all did that. That was the 3.5-minute meeting.
It was
Yeah.
unanimous.
Yeah, so
So-
my name is on there.
Our discussion of the minutes is longer than the meeting.
That's right.
So are we all in it?
I'm okay.
Okay.
It looks
All right.
good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have two Ardrossan items, and the applicant's here, and you can explain why we're here and what we're doing.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself on this. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, John Snyder from Saul Ewing. The first one, my client is actually Foley Builders, who is the owner of most of Phase 2. If you take the handout I gave you and look at the highlighted part on the second page, this is a density modification development. When you have a density modification development that is under the Unit Property Act or the successors of the Unit Property Act, which is actually what the Uniform Planned Communities Act is now. The side yards go away, and you have dimensional requirements between buildings. Because this wasn't under UPCA until my other client, Edgar Scott's company, bought it from the trust. When it was initially approved, it wasn't, so it showed side yards on the lots. We thought this was a self-executing provision. The township zoning officer has taken the position that it's not, that in order to follow this, you must go get the subdivision plan amended to take the side yards off. So this phase of Ardrossan was submitted to the Unit Property, or to the Planned Communities Act on March 13, 2018. When we went in for our first grading permits, we found this issue, so we filed an amended plan to take the sidelines off of these lots in Phase 2 and to replace it with a note that says what the section that's highlighted out of Section 97 of the zoning ordinance says, so that now is on the plan instead of the sidelines. So if you look at the plan in front of you, there are no sidelines, but down here is the note that references that section. So that's what we're here for, and we'd ask your recommendation of approval.
Does anyone have a question at this point? I know you just got here, but I think take a moment. Is there any public comment? No, I would say no.
If it is, it's clients of mine. I hope they're not.
Do we have a comment from staff while we're looking for comments? This is very straightforward. This doesn't result in the adjustments, does not result in more houses
No.
or less houses.
No.
This particular part.
It's just that in this part, which is called the village, your houses are separated by a distance between them without relation to the where the lot line is.
Well, then I'll move that we recommend approval of the Ardrossan Farms Phase 2 plans as amended.
Do we have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. That was item 1. Item 2 is Ardrossan Phase 3. This is a little more involved.
Maybe not really. I'm here on behalf of ES3LP, the owner or the equitable owner of Phase 3. What we have in Phase 3 are a series of lots and one, what was called an NRA, an area that's not open space but not an approved lot. We've tried to figure out how clients of lots like these want them to be configured, and we have now realized that the 2-acre size lot is better than the variable size lots we've had. So staying within the area that's in lots and adding the area that was an NRA, so it goes away. So that area of NRA then no longer exists.
Where was NRA 17, which is an investment lot, correct? Is that
Yes,
what
it was a single place, right? You can see how there's a funny back line on this last lot, the one at the end of the cul-de-sac. And the NRA line was where that lot line turned, the back lot line turned.
Over here?
It was between the last lot and lot 5-1.
Okay.
So it's, instead of making it a real small little area, we just incorporated all of it into that last lot.
Okay.
Because it was easier than to try and figure out how to deal with an NRA that really was marginally developable as an investment. So,
And what was where Lot 311 is now? This is the new lot, 87,595 square feet?
there was a lot 311 there.
Oh,
The last approval we had those 10 lots. The only difference was they were in varying sizes. So if you look,
well, the reason why I say that it was a new lot is because the Momini letter, August 31st, 2018, says that NRA 15 and 16 were eliminated, and a new lot 311 was added. So I read that to mean a brand new lot.
that was in the last approval. That's we're coming back for something that actually got approved about 4 months ago.
Okay.
And if you look on this page, you can see very faintly the red lines of where the divisions were between the lots. And so
I see that.
the only thing that's happening is, and Mr. Phillips' letter gives you the fact that there's no less area, no more area in open space. The lots are where the lots and that one NRA were. And so all we're doing is changing the lines that divide those lots.
So am I correct that you took the 50,938 square feet that was made available by eliminating NRA 17 and added it to lots 3-2 and 3-3?
Basically, we added most of it to Lot 3-2, but
You added about 10,000
you're
square feet.
correct. There's a little bit, Lot 3-3 has become a little bit bigger by its property line sliding a little to the left. And Lot 3-2 is now basically 2/3 of what 3-2 was plus what NRA 17 was.
Got it. Thank you.
So it's just the parallel lines of the lots. It's not the backyard or the front yard. Those areas are staying the same.
Okay.
And just asking the couple, 3 questions to make sure that everybody at home understands.
Sure.
There is no reduction in the dedicated open space.
None.
There is no additional residential property being created or new building lot.
No new building lot. The area that was in NRA 17 goes into residential lots. So
Right.
why they're the same number of lots, there is a little
They're
bit
little-
more area in
The
them.
lots are a little bigger
Yes,
by the amount of NR 17.
yes.
And NR 17 was part of the original clump of property that was known as the investment property.
It was one of the investment properties, yes.
So it could have been always added to a lot if someone wanted to buy it. And in this case, you just reconfigured 10 lots somewhat.
That's correct.
Okay. Does anyone else have a question on this? Or a comment?
Do you anticipate this happening with any of the other NRAs at this point?
No, this is really our last main phase of new lots. If you look at Phase 5, there are 2 areas, 2 lots on there that would be new building lots, but the rest of them are lots that have existing buildings on them. And NRA 4, Phase 4, Phase 2, Phase 1 have all been done. This is the last of the 4 phases with actual new lots.
And nothing prevents you 4 years from now, though, looking at those NR lots and possibly going for residential development?
I have to tell you that that's correct, although we've gone through 3 phases and that's not happened. The investors that have bought them have all, at this point, those that have held them and done anything with them have all gifted them.
Okay.
Well, I would move that we recommend approval of the Ardrossan Farms Phase 3 lot line changes as reflected in the record plan Phase 3 subdivision / lot line change plan of the Ardrossan Farm.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you. I'm afraid I went a little longer than your last one, but I appreciate the brevity.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So if anyone's in the lobby, this is your last chance for public comment. And again, for anyone watching at home, since we're about to adjourn, we are not discussing Wawa tonight. We're waiting for the traffic study. Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Yeah, I just have a question about when, and maybe this has already been talked about last time, but when can we talk more about stormwater and some changes to the code, or just some amendments that we can make?
I think we're asking you, Roger.
Oh, you would have to talk to Steve about that.
Okay.
I have no control over that.
I know it's been a topic that we've wanted to talk about, and I know that there's a lot of other topics just like it that are hot, but if there's a way we can address some of it to deal with some pretty big concerns, that would be wonderful.
Which were made very evident the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we could ask Regina, but perhaps her train is late or whatever. So, you know, she's on that committee. Yeah. Okay, well, I would say that I'd like to adjourn at this point.
I move we adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
See you for the big meeting